Hey everyone, so made a couple of changes. Princeton Hageman is back in the third slot with Riley Elias, who is the front runner for NFL MVP in the front. Darren Bush is replacing Russ Gentry, so Russ Gentry is ready for the playoffs. Also because this season is kind of bust for Gentry with that partial PCL tear week one. Um, so I want to preserve him for the playoffs. And also Darren Bush, despite having missed the last 2 weeks, is number two on the MVP race. So we'll see if they can get it done. Other than that, no more changes. Gotta say, I'm very glad I traded for Russell French. He's proving to be an asset. Um, so yeah, Pittsburgh O-line with a boy from Pittsburgh anchoring it. So that's a lot of trades that I did not make. And then the trades I did make. Oh, they're all trades I made. Skylar Nash and before him Fernando Kroom. Let's see. Wonder what Dunbar's been doing. Ah, can't find the Saints trade. Here. Here we go. It was Warwick and Bulla. And before that, it was Jarrell Hearns, TJ Burns, and Frank Marion in exchange for Russell French. So, left tackle, cornerback, wide receiver. Let's see. Because the Saints are winning this year. They're a playoff team. So let's see what they've been doing. There's Marion, TJ Burns, and Jarrell Hearns. Who's the oldest free agent? Martinez Ingram, followed by Finau Richardson. I also switched the scheme over to multiple zone run scheme, but I'm thinking I'm gonna switch it back. I was thinking about switching it back to run and shoot, but it just doesn't make enough sense in my opinion to justify the switch. So we're gonna go back to multiple zone run, or we're gonna switch to multiple zone run. Um, and yeah, let's check out the Ravens. After being just inundated with injuries earlier in the season, we're doing fine on injuries. So were they. They were led by Stephon Paul, who got an AFC Offensive Player of the Week. The rookie Roy Moses and George Kick, and their upstart running back Jimmy Hunter. As they seek a playoff push, I think they've won 3 in a row now. The wide receiver core there was pretty thin. Oh, imagine if 2020 never happened. When did they get my second? Hold up, somebody made some trades. Ah, it was Sean Chapman being shipped out to Tampa. You overpaid Tampa. Alright, let's see what the Ravens streak is at. Ooh, Bengals won as well. Does this mean? Ah, I was hoping. First time I was actually wishing for a week 17 against a divisional rival. I wanted to play the Bengals and smash them as well. But let's see. The Ravens have won 4 in a row. Raiders won 5 in a row to clinch, as did the Falcons. Everyone else is up for grabs. 11 in a row lost by the Panthers. Let's see who gets the dubious record of worst team in the NFL. My hope is the Panthers because I have their pick. They've actually done better in terms of points against, but haven't scored nearly as many points. Meanwhile, Panthers are bottom of the pack in points against. No, they're not. They are near the bottom, though, and worse than the NFL in points for. That explains a lot, especially if this dude got hurt plunging. Yeah, I would have taken Chavez over Moore, man. Sorry. At least in the short term, but in the long term, I can understand why you wouldn't. Now, he's played all 14 games. He's just had a couple of whopping suck game or whopping shit games. How many interceptions? Jeez. Yeah, Bunjan's just having a shitty year. Excuse my language. Oh, they beat the Packers. Okay. And then lost 31-0 to the Jets and just crapped out, getting shut out by Dallas as well. Playing the Seahawks and then are gonna play the Falcons, and there's no way they win that. Meanwhile, the Bears. Oh, they kept it close there and there. But Cleveland and Cincy. I'm hoping they get a win against Cleveland this week. Cleveland is 4-10. I'd put them at 4-11. Win against Cincy would be hilarious.
Hello again, everybody. It is the coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And last week they put together a 3-touchdown victory and were never challenged in that game. Let's see if they have a little bit of a letdown here.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, it's been perfection so far. They come in here unbeaten at 14-0.
And just 2 wins away from doing something only 2 teams have ever done. But the most important thing for them now is to make it to the postseason in one piece.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So now the Ravens getting ready for their first go on offense. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section, where the columnists write, possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Here we go. White 90.
To throw on 2nd down. Paul. Caught on the right side. Reed. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to... And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. Now the first carry for Bush. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
Not good, but
that they're showing here
could have been
early
worse.
because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself a
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Ravens have got it.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns is going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Paul, and this is going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
Back to throw here. Pushing his way through. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's got this down to the 35. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough. Swing the tight end free downfield for the completion.
what the hell was that maneuver?
So 1 quarter in the books on a
Yeah,
cold
Jesus,
December afternoon.
man.
0-0 our score.
Oh,
EA Sports
here.
NFL Sunday returns following this. They'll set up to throw. And a little floater there
Man,
is
note him
incomplete.
from starting running back for a week. Flip the depth chart, and Russ Gentry turns into Psycho. Or Russ Gentry looks like he's on Psycho. Oh, that was gnarly.
Complete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And they'll go with a ground attack here. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to catch someone off guard? I feel like the offense thought they might catch the defense off balance with that play call, but unfortunately, that didn't work for them. Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Let's go.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
Gotta be kidding.
And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield, but when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And as we've seen throughout this season, it's no picnic trying to score touchdowns against this unit. They're ranked number 1 against the run. But it's also difficult because it's not easy to throw the ball against them either.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
1:59 to go in the first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker.
Excuse my language, but what the hell's going on, Rest Entry? I mean, are you trying to run, or are you just trying to see how many yards you can lose in a single game?
Less of a field goal attempt for him.
Jesus.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll drop to throw. And running with power here. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that, that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Running game working, they'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And they'll run it here. Pushing him away.
Popped it right out there.
And they've got it inside inside the 10 at the 8. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll look to throw here. His pass caught at the 4. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. As his guys are in for 6. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Elliott now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And now here come the Ravens. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when he clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
Whoops,
Due to time
didn't mean to
constraints, we
skip
move you
that.
forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of
I
the
thought
third
they
quarter.
called a timeout.
So time
Oh
for
my
the
God,
second
my brain
half as the
fried right now.
Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects.